Hello friends, today I will be doing interview question on schedulable epics. So thank you Gan for taking my interview.
Hello, Smriti. Thank you for your time. So, today I'll be going ahead and have some questions for you on schedulable epics. So, are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Thank you. So, I'll go ahead with the first question. Explain the code to schedule batch epics to run at regular intervals.
Okay, so let's see the code and I can explain that.
Sure.
Okay, so to understand this particular code, you can see that here we have used the global class sample batch scheduler and we have used the implement schedulable because we want to schedule the batch epics class, and then we have used the execute method. Inside that we have used the schedulable context. The use of this is that we will be able to get the job id for the monitor purpose, and then from there we are doing the query by using string sql, and then we are instantiating the batch class, and in that what we are doing is we are passing like sample batch is the instance we have created, and that we pass from the execute batch. So database.execute batch will be running the batch. So that's how we are able to schedule the batch picks class at regular intervals.
Correct. Thank you. We'll go for the next question. What is system.schedule?
So basically once we are implementing the schedulable interface, we use the system schedulable method to execute the class, and it takes three parameters, that is the name of the job, an expression that is used to represent the time and date, and then the object of a class. So can you show the answer so we can understand in more detail?
Sure.
So see, this is an important question, so let's take some time to understand it. So basically the system.schedule, what happens is that it has three parameters, like I said: name of job, an expression that is used for date and time, and the object of the class. So you can see second, that is 0 to 60, then minutes, hours, date to month, day, week, and optional year. So that is what it takes. We will be understanding more with the help of example.
Right. Thank you. Go for the next question. What is a return type of system.schedule?
So basically the system schedule method returns the job ID in the string format.
That's correct. So basically, we have a string which is a job ID. So the next question is explain how to use system.schedule.
Sure, we can discuss the question. Can you show? Yes. So what we have done is we have created a class named mySchedule, and we have used the schedulable interface. Now whenever we are using schedulable interface, we just have one method called execute. Then we have the schedulable context BC, which has the job ID for monitoring purpose, and then we are instantiating the class named mySchedule. And see this, we have created string str, and this is the format which we have learned earlier, that is second, minutes, hours, day of the month, and then day of the week. So we have used that, and it is having this, it is of the string format. So what we will do, we will say system.schedule. What we have done, it we understood, right, that it has three parameters. One is name of the job, then second is an expression that is used to represent the time and date, and then third is the object of the class. So we have used the three in the system.schedule.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you. We'll go for the next question. Can you write an expression or can we discuss an expression to schedule an operation on Jan Tuesday
Sure,
12?
sure, let's discuss that. So if you see here, we said 12:30 Tuesday of Jan. So first is seconds. So we have not mentioned any seconds. So 0, so we put 0. Minutes is 30, so we put 30. Hours is like 12, so we have put 12. Now day of the month, we have not mentioned any day. So that's why we will be putting question, because variable value is not there. Then for month, because it's January, so we put 1. And then the day of the week, so basically Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3. So we put 3. And there is no year mentioned, and that is also optional, so we have not used it. So that's how we write an expression.
Yeah, thank you. Now, can you or can we discuss like the expression to schedule an operation on every day of September at 12:30 p.m.?
Yes, let's do that. So now interesting thing is that when it is every day, there we will be using star. So again, second is 0, minutes is 30, hours is 12, making it as 12:30. Day of the month is star because it says every day. Then month is 9. And the day of the week, so day of we say we have not mentioned the specific week, right? So we say question mark. And then optional year, so we have not put the year. So that's how it works.
Okay. And now the expression to schedule every hour on 11th September.
So here it's easy to understand. Again, it's every hour. So now in the hour side, we will be putting star. So second is 0, minutes is 30, and then for hour we have put star, and the day of the month we have put 11, and then month is 9 because it's September, and then day of the week we have not said any day of the week, so we put question mark. So that's how it works.
Thank you. Go for the next question. We want to schedule a job at one time only and not again. How to do it?
So we use system.schedule batch, and it is used to run a schedule at batch of job only once and not in future, and it has 3 parameters: instance of a class that implements database.batchable interface, then job name, then time interval after which the job should start executing, and it has an optional parameter which will be defining number of the processed at a time. So let's understand that.
Sure.
So here there are multiple things we need to know. That last in the last presentation we read about system.schedule. So system.schedule and batch both are different. So system.schedule batch we do when we have to run a schedule batch only once for future time, and we have just discussed the parameter, that instance of a class, job name, the time interval, and then the for optional parameter we have just discussed. After that, the method returns the schedule job ID, and which we also can say the cron trigger id, which is used for monitoring purpose. So see, we have said string cron id equal to system.schedule batch, and then we have passed the parameters, the instance of the class, then the job name, and the time interval. After that, we write a query on the cron trigger, and we say where id is in the cron id, because we said, right, the method returns the schedule job id, which is also called the cron id, and the method is available only for batch class and doesn't require the implementation for the schedulable interface.
Correct. Thank you. We go for the next question. How can we count or how to get a count of Apex schedule job programmatically?
So you can programmatically query the cron trigger and cron job details object to get the count of apex scheduled jobs.
Correct. Thank you.
So you can see there is cron trigger and the cron job details. Yes, please go ahead.
Basically, we need cron trigger and cron job detail, those two objects to get a count. So the next question is, if there are one or more active scheduled jobs for an Apex class, can we update the class or any classes referenced in Salesforce UI?
So if there are one or more active scheduled jobs for Apex class, we cannot update the class or any class reference by the class through the UI. But we have to remember that we can enable deployment to update the class with active scheduled jobs. If we can enable deployment, that's how it works.
That's correct. Thank you.
So if you understand this, so if there are one or more active scheduled jobs, We cannot update the class or the reference in the UI, but we can enable deployment to update the class.
Thank you. The next question is, does Apex scheduler runs in system mode?
So the scheduler runs as in the system mode, yes.
That's good. So basically, once what so the system mode is like all classes are executed uh, it doesn't matter about the permission to execute the class the user has. So the next question is how to call batch apex from schedulable class.
So we need to create an instance of batch class and then pass the instance in the database.execute batch. Let's see with the help of the example.
Exactly. Yep, that's correct. You can see here. So a new instance is created for batchable, and then that is passed to a execute batch method in the database class. Yes. Thank you. And 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 the easier method, Smriti, like is to call system.schedule batch method. So if you don't want to implement schedulable interface. So I'll go for the next question. How to get job name and job type for scheduled jobs?
So for that, we will be using cron job details for getting the job name and job type.
Thank you. So that's correct. I'll go for the next question. Callout is not supported in the schedule Apex. So what is the alternative for that?
So it's quite important question. So basically, synchronous web service callout are not supported from Schedule Apex. So to able to make a callout, we make a asynchronous callout by making callout in the method future method, making it callout equal to true, and then we call this method from the Schedule Apex. So to understand, we call future method from schedulable, and the future we do the call out. That is the best approach. And another way is that we call batch apex from schedulable, and from that we call the call out. That's how the two options are there.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, please go ahead.
Sure. So I'll go for the next question. Thank you. And this is the last question for today. So, what are the limitations of Schedule Apex?
Yes. So limitations are very important to remember. One is that we can schedule only 100 jobs at a time, and the maximum number of apex scheduled jobs is in 24 hours is like 250,000 number of jobs, and synchronous web service callouts are not supported in schedule apex.
That's correct. Thank you. Yeah.
Also note that the number might change depending on when you are watching the video, so please double check the numbers for whenever the numbers are there.
Yes, that's a good point to note. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's all I had for today.